What you are looking at is a kitchen base cabinet. This happens to be a sink cabinet. And this so happens to be an undermount sink cabinet. One reason why I do not like undermount sinks is that if you don't get it properly installed, this is what can happen to it. This entire right side of the cabinet is deteriorated. It's just, the plywood is gone from top to bottom, gone. Very little left. And this is the result of a bad install. So what can happen with an undermount sink? So this undermount sink, some of them aren't trapped by the cabinet and the countertop. Some of them fasten to the bottom of the countertop. This one is trapped between the countertop and the cabinet because the sink rests on the sides of the cabinet. So this particular kitchen, 3 years old, this shouldn't have happened. This was the work of, I don't know, a bad contractor, bad plumber. I don't know. This homeowner had a contractor do his kitchen, and I don't know if a plumber did the install or the countertop people did the sink install. I don't really know. Whoever did it failed. And I can tell because there was no caulk, no sealant, no silicone, either between the countertop and the sink or the sink and the cabinet. None whatsoever. So what can happen with an undermount sink is the obvious. I mean, water's just going to get between the countertop and the sink, and where's it going to go? It's going to go into the cabinet. And this cabinet, plywood, basically, I mean, he's lucky because if this is a plywood cabinet. If this was an MDF cabinet, it would have failed a long time ago. Plywood takes a long time to fail. This leak was happening for a long time. And, I don't, I don't know, who to blame. But it's important to find reputable contractors to do your job. Okay? Ask questions. Are you going to have a plumber do it? I build cabinets. I'm not a plumber. Okay? Can I do it? Yes. Will I do it? No. I don't, I'm not a plumber. I don't, work with this stuff all day. You get a plumber to do plumbing. You don't get your grass guy to do your plumbing. Okay? You don't get your framer to do plumbing. Okay? Now, this could have been the countertop people too. I don't know. So it's important to get good, reputable people. In this case, the contractor's gone. He's out of business. Who do you blame? Nobody's around to blame. The countertop people aren't going to take the fall for this. So what happened was the sink collapsed, and this homeowner had to get the countertop removed and so that I could get this cabinet out and get a new one in. Otherwise, because the way they did the floor right up to the cabinets. So I had to get it out so that I can drop another one in. And it's just a mess. And this is what can happen when you have bad contractors. You know it. So it is important. It is vital that when you're picking contractors that you find reputable contractors. And word of mouth is the best thing. Check reviews. Do your homework when you're picking contractors to do work in your house, on your house, because you do get what you pay for sometimes. the cheapest person isn't always the best person for the job. In this case, I don't know who to blame in this cabinet failure, but in the end, the homeowner is out of pocket, and most of all, they are inconvenienced with all that's happening. This has been going on. He contacted me mid-December, so I wasn't the holdup. It was the countertop people that were the biggest holdup. They're busy. It's a busy time for them, so they came out, you know, the first of the year, after the first of the year, and were able to take the countertop off because that's what had to happen here. The countertop had to come off because of this type of undermount sink. And again, I can't stand these undermount sinks. They look nice, they're not good, especially if they're trapped between the cabinet and the countertop. You ever have a problem with them? You need to get your countertop removed to get to them. I don't like them. So in the end, this is going to be an easy project for me because I have the cabinet. And in this case, to save them some money, I'm going to reuse the doors, reuse the fake drawer front. I'm just going to build a new cabinet, put new face frame on it. And it's a pretty easy job because I have the cabinet. All I need to do is mimic this cabinet and it should drop right in and we're good to go. But hey, a thing that you can do if you're putting in a cabinets, especially around a sink cabinet, if you're if this is the sink cabinet and this is the edge that you're seeing, seal these edges, caulk them, silicone them. What I do is I glue size them, and what that is, and then I put finish over them too. I finish them. I finish all my edges because the edge of your plywood and even solid wood, that's a vulnerable part where moisture can wick up into the wood and just over time deteriorate the wood. Would that have helped in this case? Probably. But if you have a leak that's going on and you don't know it until you start seeing evidence that you have here where your sides start coming apart, then you don't know, and that's too late then. But a good tip is to make sure that any water cabinet, sink cabinet, that you seal the edges of your plywood, top, bottom, everywhere. And that way it helps. It's just a nice little thing to do. It takes a couple minutes and it'll save you a lot in the long run. I hope you don't have these problems, and I hope that you do your due diligence and pick good contractors to do work in your house. Be well, be blessed, and as always, be safe on your job site and in your shop. Until the next time, see ya.